All right, the Steelers. Steelers went 9-8 last year. Some notable losses include Tyson Alualu, Miles Jack, Devin Bush, Robert Spillane, Cameron Sutton, Arthur Mallett. Some notable additions include Allen Robinson, Darnell Washington, Broderick Jones, Isaac Smalu, Keanu Benton, Cole Holcomb, Landon Roberts, Quan Alexander, Patrick Peterson, and Joey Porter Jr. They go from tied the 12th in strength of schedule to 25th. What do we think about the Steelers?
I think they're a sneaky team. And I think a lot of it has to do with obviously they've got a great defense, but man, there's just something about Mike Tomlin and a Mike Tomlin roster. I mean, and then on top of that, you just went through all the additions that they brought in. A lot of veteran guys I see right there. I mean, I think Pittsburgh could be sneaky. I think, if we're saying, if maybe Cincinnati gets a little too cute with Burrow and they concede a couple games here and there, I it would not surprise me if Pittsburgh's up there, putting some pressure on them here late in the season. They always seem to be right there. I think it seems to be the same topic of every team we talk about, but you know, is Kenny Pickett gonna have that breakout year? From the very little I got to see of him play last year, he looked above average for a rookie. So, if he can return to somewhat of that form, plus obviously improve from year one to year two. They were 9-8 last year. They got, what would we say, from 12th to 25th in schedule. I, I'm gonna put them at 10-7 and possible wild card team.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I don't see that. I don't think they have the roster to win the North, but they can definitely get that wild card spot, especially they had a ton of additions and giving Pickett another weapon and Robinson, and then you still have Pat at tight end, Pickens, and even Deontay Johnson. You have a solid receiving core. Um, if Najee Harris can get back to what he used to be, that will be huge. And then the defense, you have Fitzpatrick and TJ Watt. It's their defense is solid. It's all going to come down to how well the offense can perform behind them.
Yeah, I mean, it's Mike Tomlin. The defense, we all know they're probably gonna have a top 10 defense next year if as long as everybody's healthy. Um, it's whether that offense can get together. If that offense is clicking, they don't need to be the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Bills, the Ravens. They don't need to be any of those teams. They just need to do their job, score a couple points, win those games that are 17-10, 24-17, something like that. They don't need to drop 30 every single game to go and get 10 wins, especially with that schedule. I think this might be the best cornerback duo that I've seen on a Steelers roster this century. I mean, you having Patrick Peterson, Joey Porter Jr. Pat Pete's probably gonna be a Hall of Famer. Joey Porter Jr. is a great addition. I loved watching him at Penn State. I do think when he was playing, he was the best cornerback in college football last year. Um, he's tall, he's lengthy, he can go one on one with any physical receiver, and then Pat Pete's Pat Pete. He's always going to do his job. Um, that defense is just so good. Offense, I Najee Harris really was struggling last year. His yards per carry dipped really bad. Uh, I mean, and that could be an issue with this team. I think this is a very different team from past Mike Tomlin teams. Is that the running backs aren't as deep as they usually are. Even when you had Le'Veon Bell, back to Rashad Mendenhall, back to Willie Parker and Jerome Bettis, those the running back cores were so deep. This one's not that deep. I mean, they got Jalen Warren, and is that really it? Is that what they're gonna do going into the season? You're not gonna go like maybe ask Dalvin Cook like, hey, you want to split carries with Najee, or ask even Kareem Hunt. That would work really great for Pickett. Um, And then Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett, this whole season relies on him. If he's going to play like he did last year, then I don't know how they can improve all that much. Um, as if he improves, then the whole team improves. Because last year, I mean, there was injuries between him and Mitch Trubisky. If you're going to see that consistent quarterback play from last year, I don't know how they improve at all. Um, Pickett has the ability to be very successful. He just, I need to. It's something I need to see on the field. I've never been a huge Kenny Pickett fan. I wasn't a huge fan of him coming out of college. Um, he just kind of looked run of the mill average quarterback. He didn't look like he was destined to be this like Ben Roethlisberger. He wasn't. It doesn't look like he's destined to be that Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, any of those guys. Just looks like he's average, and with his athletic ability, he's pretty athletic. Um, Factor in he's got Pat Fryermuth. You had Darnell Washington, a huge tight end. He's massive. What is he like 6'7"? Uh, you had Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson didn't really have a good year last year. You got Deontay Johnson. He's a solid receiver. He's a very good receiver. I mean, Pittsburgh always makes receivers, so you're going to see a breakout receiver probably this year. Who knows who it's going to be? It's probably going to be like a fifth string receiver. That's just what they do. I always trust Mike Tomlin. I think any team that is, if you don't have Andy Reid or I mean, if you're starting the league over, Mike Tomlin is one of the top head coaches you look at. He's one of the best head coaches in the entire league. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer someday. So I have a lot of questions on the offense side, defensive side. I trust. I think I don't know if Pickett will improve or not. I guess you can call me a hater, but I think 9-8 is probably where they're still at. Maybe 10-7. And possibly sneak into the playoffs. I don't see that how this team could go to the Super Bowl unless Pickett's like an MVP candidate. So we'll see.